All right, our title is on the board. Yep, whole question, because we are going to be answering this question at the end. So it says, how can knowing my multiples of 2's help me know my multiples of 4? Go ahead and write that whole question on the next blank page. That is our title, please. All right, in your title, we see 2 words that we may or may not know. I want you to circle both of them. This word, multiples. So I've got multiples of 2's and multiples of 4's. What do we think that word multiples means? I'm talking about multiples. Colby, what do you think that means?
Not just double, but like triple.
Okay, so like more than one set or more than one group.
Why is your question mark like that on the board?
It's just the font that I use. So multiples definitely means more than one group. Remember, we're counting groups now. Oops. Multiple definitely means that we've got more than one group. Zach, you want to add on what multiples means?
It means kind of like when you add something like doubles.
Okay. Doubles would be multiples. Just adding is not multiples, though. Evelyn?
Like doing multiplication, but like a bunch of times.
Yeah, we hear it in words, multiples. We hear it when we say multiply. We've got that same root word. They're definitely connected.
No, they're almost kind of the same word, but the end is just.
Yep, they're in the same word family, same root word there.
It's just the word
When I say multiples, Jalen, you want to add on?
maybe skip count.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Get out of my brain, Jalen. These are our skip counts. So any number that I can skip count by 2's is a multiple of 2. Already. Any number I can skip count by 4 is a multiple of 4. Any number I can skip count by 5 is a multiple of 5. No. Any number I can skip count by 10 is a multiple of 10. That's what that means. So today we're going to be looking, how can knowing my skip counts of 2's help me with my skip counts of 4's? I want you to draw a line in half. So you've got space up top. Draw a line in half. We're going to work on the bottom half because we're going to leave some space for us to answer this question later. So make sure you've got some space where you can write an answer down.
So we're actually writing on this piece of paper with.
I'm going to need you to get out 2 crayons. We're going to be drawing some counters. So 2 colors of your choice. I'm picking red and yellow, but you can pick whatever colors you want. So go ahead and get out 2 crayons, please. 2 colors.
Do I have to keep this on?
Yes.
No. Oh.
You'll be fine. You'll get used to it, John.
Yeah. Well.
I'm using red and yellow, just like we would with our counters. You can use whatever colors you want. First thing with one color, I want you to make a 2 by 2 array. Go ahead and draw 2 by 2 array. 2 groups of 2. It's still going to look that way. Great. Good. With your pencil, let's write the equation that matches what we just drew. It's not going to be tricky. What equation matches that array? Leslie. Keep going. How am I going to turn that? I got 2 groups of 2. How do I turn that into 4 groups of 2? What would I need to do? Because right now I have 2 groups of 2, but I want to make that 4 groups of 2. What would I need to do? Mackenzie, what would I need to do? I would need to add 2 more groups of 2. Switch colors. Next to it, I'm going to use my yellow. I'm going to add, just like Mackenzie said, 2 more groups of 2.
Can we do them up?
Sure. You're just going to have to draw your boxes a little, like your little arrows a little different. So now, if I take my whole array, what equation matches that picture? Not a good question. What matches the whole picture now? Jalen?
4 times 4.
No, I don't have 4 groups of 4.
2 groups of 4.
I have 2 groups of 4. And that's worth 8. Have you noticed a pattern? If you think you know, we're going to do another one. If you're not sure yet, that's okay. I'm going to erase this. Let's try another one. First color. Let's do 2 groups of 3. Yes. Just your first color.
Wait, are these new ones?
Yep, this is a new one. 2 groups of 3.
Wait, is something suspiciously happening with my fingers?
I don't know.
Because, like, different color things have started beyond it.
What equation matches that array? Caden, keep going. Yeah.
Are you going to jail with their color?
Draw a line.
With this right here?
No, with your pencil, sorry. How would I change that to be 4 groups of 3? What would I need to do? Because right now that says 2 groups of 3, but I want it to say 4 groups of 3. So how would I change my picture? Bryson?
Add 2 more groups.
Of what?
Like, colors.
How many are in each group?
Add 2 more groups of 6.
2 more groups of 6? Not adding 2 more groups of 6. Nope. Whatever you're playing with, put it up. What is that? Do you get it? I need 2 groups of 3 because I need 4 groups of 3. Same color. Same color. See what I did? So far, so good. What equation matches the array now? What do I have? Yeah?
4 groups of 3 because
noticing a pattern? In our first one, 2 groups of 2 was 4, and then 4 groups of 2 was 8. This one, 2 groups of 3 is 6, and 4 groups of 3 is 12. So that person. Heidi, what pattern are you noticing?
You're just doubling like 2 times 3 is 6. You're just doubling that and then it's 12.
Interesting. Could someone tell me what Heidi noticed? Yikes. Heidi, say it one more time. If you're not listening, I suggest you start listening.
So, 2 times 3 is 6, but 6 plus 6 is 12. So, you just double it and you'll get 12.
What's Heidi noticing? Rylan, what's Heidi noticing?
Heidi is noticing that, like,
Carl, what's Heidi noticing?
she's noticing that, like, so you see that, there's 2 groups of 3,
Uh-huh.
and she has 2 groups of 3 that equals 6, and then plus 6 equals 12.
Yeah, we've got 2 groups of 2 groups of 3. We just doubled it. Interesting. If 2 times 5 equals 10, what is 4 times 5? Use what Heidi and Rylan and Carl just explained to us. Sit up, Jalen. Macklin?
20.
How'd you figure that out so fast?
Because I just doubled that first number. And then I also thought of, like, how 2 times 5 equals 20, so another 2 would equal 20.
Yeah, so Macklin's saying, hey, if I've got 2 times 5, which is 10, I'm going to have to do another 2 times 5 to get 4 groups of 5. 10 plus 10 is 20. You ready for another one? Ready? If 2 times 7 is 14, what's 4 times 7? Sit up. Zach?
28.
Is that right?
Yeah.
How'd you do that so fast? You doubled it because you know 2 times 7 is 14 plus another 2 times 7 will get you 4 times 7, 28. You didn't even have to skip count by 7s or anything. 2 times 9 is 18. It's 4 times 9. A little trickier. A little trickier. A little bit of regrouping happening. Gio? Oh, let's pay think about it. 2 groups of 9 is 18. So what would 4 groups of 9 be? 36?
Yes.
Yeah. 2 grams, 100. Oh, 2 times 100 is not 100. Just kidding. It's 200. So what is 4 times times 100?
Oh. 4 groups 100.
Yep. Deegan? 400.
She was thinking. What about 100?
So let's think about that. Colby has asked a great question. If we know 4 groups of 100 is 400, what about 100 groups of 4? What would that be worth? Kaden, what would that be worth? Why? Yeah, it's a little harder to think about that way, Colby, right? It doesn't make my brain as happy to say it that way. But we know it's going to be the same value. Does that make sense? Great question. Let's revisit the question we started with. So if you're on a different page, turn back to that very first question we wrote down. Go up to that little section where we've got some space. It says, how can knowing my multiples, skip counts, of 2's help me know my multiples of 4? We just learned a strategy. Thank you. How can knowing my 2's help me with my 4's? Think about what we just did.
What do you multiply?
Skip counts.
What?
Skip counts. How can knowing my 2's help me know my 4's? Or help me figure out my 4's? Zach, what you think?
Because you just skip them by 2.
Kind of. So I want to add on to Mac. He's on the right track, but we need a few more words in there. Evelyn?
You skip them by 2 and then double them.
Yeah. If I know my 2's, if I know my 2's, what we were writing, on what?
So, Riley, you skip count by 2 to get the 4.
Kinda. If you know your 2's, that's skip counting. We're writing this down. To figure out my 4's, I want you to finish the sentence. We've talked about it. We've seen it. Other friends have said it. If I know my 2's, and I got to get to my 4's, all I have to do is you finish the sentence. We just have to double the 2's. Double the 2's.
They don't care if we just put double.
That's fine. So as you're practicing your 4's, and your mom says, ooh, Rylan, what's 4 times 6? Rylan's like, ooh, I'm not good at 4's, I'm not good at 6's, what am I going to do? I can't count all those dots. You can say, okay, 2 times 6 is
28.
2 times 6 is 12. So 4 times 6 is
24.
24. Gotta double it. Gotta double it.